Hello guys, and welcome to a new lecture of creating a website from scratch with Bootstrap. So we've created until now all of this, okay? The header, the navbar, testimonials, and features from the last lesson, okay? Now it's time for the next section, which is the gallery section. And for the gallery section, we will use a slider as you learned in the past lessons. So let's go to the code. And before we jump to the slider, I'm going to create a section where basically we will ask for the email for a 30-day trial subscription as a sample. Okay, so let's create that a new section. Called, let's go back here, called trial. Okay, so let's create section. So let's create a well. A well works like a panel, but it has a darker background. So let's create here after section a div with a class of well. Okay, now let's create another class that is called container text center, and inside it we're going to create an h3 with something saying subscribe now for a 30-day trial. And down here, let's create a paragraph saying enter your name and email below. Okay, so now we need a form. Okay, so just right after the paragraph, let's create here a form and have action. Since we don't have any JavaScript or PHP to store or to give some action to this form, we'll just use this. Okay, we will learn this or how to store emails from users in the PHP section for the ones on my Become a Developer from Scratch course, or if you are on the Advanced Developer course, you'll probably already know how to make an action on or with a form. Okay, let's also create a class for the form, type form inline, role of form, and in here let me type div class form group, and now let's create a label for, and in here subscribe name. Let's also give it a class of SRE only, and here let's type name. Okay, now let me create down here input type text with a class, form control and an ID of subscribe name, and also a placeholder name. Okay, and here I also forgot put in form group, and up in here, let's call this the trial. We can also type in here and well, and in here and container. Cool. Now what we're gonna do is grab this, copy, and create a new one. Okay, the first is for the name, the second one will be for the email. So here, let's change this for email, and in here, email, in here also email, and the ID here, email as well. Okay, so let me save this. Now we only need the button. So just right after here, let's create a button type equals submit class of btn space btn dash default, and here let's type subscribe. Okay. All right, let's save this and let's check it out. Let's go down here, and there it is. Awesome. Perfect. Now we can even use just right after button. Let's create a paragraph and then small text, and also em text for italic, and this or your email will not be, let's get back to, let's save this back here, fresh, and there it is. Okay, great. Now let's create the gallery. So to create the gallery, the first thing is we need a div with the class of container, and here let's create the gallery. So the first thing is create section, and inside section let's create a div class page holder with an ID of section gallery. Okay, close the div here. Now inside this div we're going to create h2 saying gallery, and then small, and take a look at our gallery product images. Okay, let's create a new div class. We need now the indicators for the sliders. So let's create a carousel slide. Sorry, space there. Carousel slide that has an ID of gallery carousel, and data right equals carousel, and here inside let's type a OL. That has a class of carousel indicators. Now inside it, let me create now I with data target equals gallery carousel, and here is data slide 2 equals 0. Okay, let me just copy this and let's create other two. We'll have 3 images, so let's create other 2, and here just change this to 1 and to 2. Okay, and also I forgot to put hash tag here, and we also need a class for the first one of active as a first image. So next I'll create the actual images. So let's create div class of carousel dash inner, and here let's create another class of item. Now here we need to create image src equals and alt equals slider image, and here images. Okay, and here let's create a div with class of carousel caption, and here you can type something like this is a caption for the first image. Well, let's leave that. This is a caption. So I just have now to copy this, the first one, and create the other 2. Okay, and I forgot the source. So source is images 1.jpg. Here is images. Forgot to close here. Full quotes images, and this is slider 2.jpg. And here let's type slider as well. And 3GPG. Okay, cool. And we also want to set the first one item as active. So let's see how this is working. And there it is. Awesome. Okay. Second and second. In here, this is not page holder, it's page header. Okay. Forgot that mistake, typo. And let's go back here, refresh. Cool. Okay, now you see the gallery has this HR separator. Cool. So now we just need on the images the left and right arrow. So in here we're gonna type ahref with an ID of gallery carousel, and it has a class of left carousel control the data slide equals to pref. Okay, and here let's close with A, And here let's type Prev. And inside this, we're gonna create a span with a class, with a class of glyph icon again, chevron left. Okay, so let's save this and let's go back to the browser and refresh, and there it is. Okay, now let's create another one for the right side. Basically, we just have to copy this. Okay, copy and paste it here. And obviously, just need to change this to right. And here, let's type next. Here, right. And here, right. Okay, I think we're done. Let's save this. And let's go back here, refresh, and there it is. Okay, awesome. So now the gallery section is complete. If we go up and click gallery, we go directly to the gallery section, and the slider shows the images perfectly. Okay, so this is all for now, and see you in the next lecture. Bye.